his personal toilet.
But sinks, toilets, and showers.
Elements of bathrooms.
10 times, 15 times.
Elements of bathrooms.
We're looking very strongly at sinks and showers.
Elements of bathrooms.
10 times, 15 times.
Elements of bathrooms.
What on earth is going on with Trump and toilets? Trump's White House toilet would be clogged with documents that Donald Trump was flushing down the toilet. Is this the explanation?
Big massive dumps.
Elements of bathrooms.
10 times, 15
Trump was doing this with his personal toilet.
Elements of bathrooms.
and showers.
Big massive dumps.
Elements of bathrooms.
Duty.
Mexico and
Elements of bathrooms.
God bless the United States. Thank you very much.
Elements of bathrooms.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a day. What a day. As we speak, the FBI has raided Donald Trump's Florida Mar-a-Lago home. Of special interest, reportedly, his personal quarters. I hope the FBI has plumbers on staff because they're going to need to be plunging that toilet to find all the documents that this guy has tried to destroy. It is an incredible situation. I was outside at my home grilling beautiful sockeye salmon, holding the baby, and then my phone starts going off. And it's even going on now. Producer Pat, Mar-a-Lago raided by FBI. I threw the baby very quietly and calmly and handed her to my girlfriend. Very calmly got in my car, drove to the studio. And now I'm here and everybody's completely safe and the baby's fine. Wow. We are still trying to figure out everything that is going on with Trump's toilet and Trump's personal quarters. The first glimpse of this, it started here on, well, obviously it started where else than Donald Trump's Truth Social.
Truth Central.
Where Donald Trump put out a release. He released where he says, and I apologize, it's sort of hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom this somehow. Here we go. Let's see if I can zoom it. Okay, here we go. These are dark times for our nation as my beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided, and occupied by a large group of FBI agents. Nothing like this has ever happened to a president of the United States before. After working and cooperating with the relevant government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home was not necessary or appropriate. Folks, the FBI has executed an unannounced raid on a former president. You don't do that unless you expect to find or are worried that Trump might destroy evidence of criminality. It is prosecutorial misconduct. It's not prosecutors. The weaponization of the justice system and an attack by radical left Democrats who desperately don't want me to run for president in 24, especially based on recent polls, and who will likewise do anything to stop Republicans and conservatives in the upcoming midterm elections. Such an assault could only take place in broken third world countries. Sadly, America has now become one of those countries, corrupt at a level not seen before. They even broke into my safe. Look at this, triggered Trump. What is the difference between this and Watergate, where operatives broke into the Democrat National Committee? Here in reverse, Democrats broke into the home of the 45th president of the United States. And then he talks about Hillary. Hillary Clinton was allowed to delete and acid wash acid wash. That's insane. 33,000 emails after they were subpoenaed by Congress. Nothing happened to hold her accountable. She even took antique furniture and other items. This is a completely triggered individual. Look at Fox News. Fox is despondent over what's going on. Check this out.
Do we have him? Yeah, there is absolutely no justification, Jesse. Absolutely no justification.
How does Jason Chaffetz, or whoever this guy is this Jason Chaffetz? How does this guy know there's no justification? He doesn't know anything about it. In my experience, When the FBI conducts high-level raids like these, they are planned well in advance. Every I is dotted, every T is crossed, every X is slashed.
None of the media was given this. Then media, by and large, didn't even report it. The president of the United States, a former president of the United States, has a security clearance.
Oh, my God. These people are so triggered. I love it. I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight. These people are so triggered. Look at them.
Executive privilege.
Oh,
so
God.
he has
It's a word salad.
clearance. He does have a SCIF. He is
SCIF, security clearance, executive privilege, media.
Then you got to go to court. You got to have a way, not be a banana republic like this action is. Go to court.
This is the absolute best. Oh my God, they're losing it.
What's happening here? I want to see these. I want to see Merrick Garland up there, and I want to understand exactly how in the world they can justify going in and breaking into a safe of a former president of the United States. They have no business doing that, none whatsoever. Well,
This is an incredible day. This is truly an incredible day.
Don't even wait. Just fire him right off the jump. Because this guy is so corrupt. He comes in, cleans up Comey's mess with the...
Oh, fire Garland now they're saying. What? Why? What has Garland done?
Just lets the whole thing slide. Then he has agents cover up what happened with the laptop. Remember, they didn't even want the laptop at first. Then all of a sudden they got interested in the laptop when the Post was about to break the...
Oh, this is an incredible night, guys. I'm so glad that you're all here to witness this. The right is absolutely... They are frenetically going bonkers trying to figure out. They're throwing everything. This was illegal and immoral, and it violates executive privilege and classified and fire Garland and free speech. And they're going to throw everything at the wall now.
Head of that whole division in charge of the Washington field office. And then yesterday, or was it last week, he goes on to this hearing in the Senate and he says, I got to run, I got to go, I can't answer any more questions. Turns out he takes the FBI jet to his retreat in the Adirondack Mountains.
Oh, my God.
He went on a vacation, so he didn't have to answer any more questions. I don't see how this guy has any credibility.
They're completely unhinged. Let's see what's happening on Newsmax. Newsmax, look at this. Newsmax has Dick Morris.
Statement. I think a lot of people would. Justice Department declining to make a comment. Obviously, they did the raid. CNN reporting the White House was not notified about this. New York Times says that this is related to 15 boxes of materials, and we remember this story that were taken from the National Archives,
Big, massive dumps.
taken from the White House back in 2021. Dumps. I guess the materials that came with him to Mar-a-Lago
call
after he
them
left
dumps.
the White House.
Check the toilets, guys. They had better, whatever the best plumber is, get Roto-Rooter in there. Get plumbing. We need central services. We need everybody in there. They'd better be jackhammering. I hope they have suction on whatever they brought so they can figure out what is there. What a day. What an incredible day. Folks, welcome. S. Prez has just gifted 50 subscriptions. Such an auspicious start. I want to say thanks to Blueberry Babe, Bert, The Ryant Goat, Laura V., Thug Chuckas, Mechanically Reclaimed Meat, Queen of Wildfire, Blueberry Babe. Everybody is dumping in subscriptions here, and it is crazy. Has the coupon code INDICT ever been more relevant than today? And look at these people using the coupon code. Mike Wade has just signed up. Andrew Leiden just signed up on my website, joinpacman.com, putting us at 60. Jason Sickmeyer is gifting subscriptions on the website. People cannot believe what is happening, and we've had the coupon code for weeks now. We've had the coupon code for weeks. Oh, look, now they've got Jonathan Turley. This is the guy that they bring on. He's the legal scholar who speaks very soberly and in a nonpartisan way. Oh, right. No, he's not. Okay, let's see what he has to say.
And ask for a special counsel to be appointed. You know, people like Archibald Cox and others are celebrated because we appointed a special counsel to look into Nixon. Why? It was because we wanted to assure the American people.
Oh, give me a... So now the line is going to be, they should have done it right with a special counsel. They did that. They did that. And before we knew anything about the special counsel, Fox was 24/7. It's a witch hunt. Now Turley wants to pretend, well, if they had just done it with a special counsel, then we would have. it would have been fine because it's due process and it would have been perfect. They tried it. And you say that the special counsel is not okay. These people are unbelievable. Let's see if Trump has added anything else to his troth essential. Let's zoom out here. That an hour ago, he announced the raid. Nothing new since then. Okay, we're still standing by on troth, but it is quite a situation here. Quite a situation. Kevin Taylor, as well as The Blah, have just gifted 5 subscriptions each on YouTube, putting us at 71. Oak on the Hill and Malnoli and Koyani and Trisha Northstar have just signed up on Twitch Prime. And then Guitar Goddess has gifted 5 subscriptions. Wow. People are excited here. Super chats dumping in. Trump is telling Fox, hit him with everything you got. Us rhinos are about to trample Trump. Grab your popcorn. Greg with a 10,000. What is COP? I'm not sure what currency that is. Trump complaining about being the most persecuted in history. He deserves to be. I hope the Alex Jones texts reveal more. 100%. 100%. Sir, please add Roto-Rooter as a coupon code. If they are not deeply plumbing Trump's toilet, they're not going to find everything. I really hope that the FBI thought ahead and called a plumber. I want to say thanks to Andrew Birch for signing up at joinpacman.com. Folks, the coupon code is indict because that's the direction we need to be going. That's where we need to be going. I don't know that we are, but we need to be going that way. Thanks to Zelgeth for gifting 5 subscriptions on YouTube. Let's look at some news reports. Trump says FBI conducting search of Mar-a-Lago estate. Look at this guy. Former President Trump said in a lengthy statement Monday that the FBI was conducting a search of his Mar-a-Lago estate. I'll zoom it out a little. The circumstances were not immediately clear. Justice Department spokesperson Dina Iverson said there was no comment. After working and cooperating with the relevant government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home was not necessary or appropriate. The Justice Department has been investigating the discovery of boxes of records containing classified information taken to Mar-a-Lago after the presidency ended. It was referred to Justice Department, which said it found 15 boxes, dumps of envelopes and folders and documents. Federal law bars the removal of classified documents to unauthorized locations. Trump could argue that he is the ultimate declassification authority. It was not clear whether the FBI search was connected to that probe. We really don't know that much about this yet. CNN also reporting FBI executes search warrant. This is all based on Trump's say-so. Trump was not in Florida at the time of the raid. Justice Department has declined to comment. White House has declined to comment. CNN has reached out to the FBI for comment. Wow, wow, wow. What a day. Trump, FBI raid was prosecutorial misconduct. We are monitoring Fox News and we are monitoring Newsmax. They're both losing their minds over what's going on.
Doesn't it just sound wonderful? Dick Morris, thank you for joining us tonight. Great insight on all this. We appreciate it. We're going to continue to follow the breaking news coming out of Mar-a-Lago, South Florida. We'll be right back.
All right. So Newsmax monitoring all of it very, very closely, and we still don't know the full explanation as to what and why is going on here. We just don't know yet, but it doesn't sound very good for Donald Trump. I wanted to, let me pull up another thing here. I want to see what other triggered commentaries we are seeing all over the internet. Jesse Waters immediately calling it an election ploy. Oh, let's check that out.
This is going to absolutely enrage the country, especially the Republican base, a base that is clearly behind the ex-president. You look at the CPAC straw poll dominating it. You look at the straw poll they did for the Turning Point event. He dominated it. He is clearly the front runner to seize the Republican nomination. And polling now shows that he's going to defeat Joe Biden in 2024 if that's the matchup. So to then send FBI agents, we assume this is Merrick Garland.
It's not even clear that the White House knew this was happening right now. Maybe, I mean, the White House may have known. It's not clear right now the White House even knew this was happening. And somehow it was Democrats who sent the FBI. Everything being stated here is completely without evidence.
At the Department of Justice, Joe Biden's attorney general, to send FBI agents to Mar-a-Lago, to the home of the president.
Oh, God.
Before a midterm election, in the run-up to a presidential election.
Yeah. This guy he has no idea what he's talking about.
People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times.
That's true. Now we know why. Look at this. Father Frank Pavone, he's clergy, guys. We've got to be respectful because he's clergy, even though he's a right-wing bomb thrower. The FBI has just committed the most shameful act that agency has ever done in all of American history by a totally baseless, politically motivated raid on Trump's home. It is a threat to all of us, and it's time for this crap to stop. Trying to steal an election you didn't win and taking 15 boxes of documents to your house, to me, is a greater threat than anything I know about this raid so far. Okay? If you have a different perspective, you let me know. Dan Bongino apparently says the left thinks this is hilarious. I mean, yeah, I think it's hilarious and I think it's great.
I just want to say in closing, listen, America, they're laughing at you. The left thinks this is hilarious. If you doubt me, just go to any of their goofy platforms, Twitter or elsewhere right now. They think this is hilarious.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course it's hilarious. This guy spent 4 years flouting, not flaunting. Look it up. The word is flouting. Flouting every presidential norm and check and balance. He's gotten away scot-free. And now the FBI is at his house, hopefully sucking up whatever he flushed down his toilet. It's absolutely hilarious. And it also seems eminently appropriate. Eminently appropriate. Folks, we are doing everything we can here to keep up with the various messages and things coming in. Truth Social has been going crazy and it's incredible. Oh, let's get back over to Truth Social. Let's see if Trump posted again. He hasn't. Let's see at home. I don't even know what I should be looking for here. Like, I don't even know how this works. Oh, Dinesh is calling to have the FBI abolished. Didn't Trump select the current FBI director? Now they want the FBI completely abolished. So they want to get rid of the Department of Education. They want to get rid of the FBI. Okay. I think I need to be following more people here for us to really get the full scope. But if there's specific funny triggerings there. Oh, look, now they've got Buck Sexton. I'm sure he's going to give us the truth on what's going on.
Took, for example, by hand, but the threshold for actually sending people in under the threat of force, effectively, the FBI comes in with guns and says, we're coming into your home one way or another. That's extraordinary. So what could possibly be at issue here that it would make this level of FBI involvement in any way justified, not only legally, but you have to look at politically. Okay?
A guy who worked for the CIA and has no idea about anything that's going on is casting doubt onto what was done. Well, maybe we wait for the facts to come out, right?
Illusion. Find an area of criminal law, and at some point or other, they've made a false case against Trump that has gone nowhere. Are we really to believe that now, on the retention of classified documents, they finally got him? Are we really to believe that at this point in time, Donald Trump, after everything else, where they either fabricated evidence, they lied, they smeared.
Look at these allegations. They must have fabricated evidence. Give me a break. You got to give me a break. Oh, hold on. My Twitch subscription thing is like off the side. There we go. 1475. Thank you to Beth Graham for the Twitch Prime subscription, putting us at 87. Folks, if there has ever been a day to sign up on my website with the coupon code INDICT to get an ungodly discount, it's today, as the FBI has raided Trump's Mar-a-Lago. They're in his personal quarters. They've reportedly jacked open his safe. And we don't know, but hopefully they brought plumbers to try to figure out what Trump may have flushed. Let me thank the following people who just signed up on my website. Nathan Williams is a new member. Jamelin Manarino. Jamelin, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Sherry Cochran. Neil Jarrett. and Thomas Rivers have all just signed up on my website. You can also gift memberships on the website. Juan has gifted one. Stanley Minerick has gifted one. Kevin May sends a gift. Stanley Minerick sends another one. If you would like a free membership to my website, you get the bonus show.
Oh, the bonus show where you want to make money. Everybody else that makes money to fund themselves is bad.
Right. You get the bonus show, which Alex Jones hates. You get a dedicated feed 6 hours before everybody else. You get the membership every day. Okay. You get the show every day with a membership. Use the coupon code INDICT. Everybody gets a thank you. Hopefully the website doesn't go down because it's under extremely heavy pressure right now. Extremely heavy pressure. Some people have voicemail thoughts about what's going on. Let me see if I can play any of them.
Hi, David. Bill from North Carolina. Frequent viewer.
Okay. Audio is a disaster. Audio is a disaster, so I can't do it.
Hey, David. It's a beautiful day. I feel like it's funny that everything Republicans were warned of and even warned themselves of happening if they elected Trump, just all coming exact, like completely true. Like they needed to expect this. They should have expected this. It was so obvious. And it's sweet.
Wow. Wow. People are going absolutely wild.
D-Pack, I cannot handle this.
Oh my God. Whitney is calling and I think she's on topic. For once, Whitney is on topic.
D-Pack, I cannot handle this. They're raiding Mar-a-Lago right now. I can't handle it. It's too annoying. It's too awesome. Oh my gosh, you have to cover this. It's so phenomenal. Justice is
Oh, you know what? I actually don't think is that Whitney? I don't even know that is Whitney. That might not be Whitney.
actually happening? Question mark? Is this real? Are we really doing this?
No, this is not Whitney. This is someone else who's really excited.
FBI is over there. Trump released a statement talking about how they got into his safe.
Yeah, the elation of this caller about what's going on is absolutely perfect.
It's just too. Is it real? Is this real?
Oh, God, guys, there's a Fox News alert now. Look at this.
An hour ago, we learned that the Biden administration raided the home of the former president, Donald Trump, in Palm Beach, Florida. Donald Trump announced the raid in a statement, and Fox News has confirmed that the raid occurred. Quote, "These are dark times for our nation," said the former president, "as my beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago, in Palm Beach."
Trump might face consequences. It's very, very dangerous.
By a large group of FBI agents. Trump wrote, "Nothing like this has ever happened to a president of the United States before."
Right.
Trump said the raid, which was unannounced, amounts to, quote, "prosecutorial misconduct, the weaponization of the justice."
And Trump's a lawyer, so he would know.
Attack by the radical left Democrats who desperately do not want me to run for president in 2024, especially based on recent polls. Trump said agents also broke into his safe.
That's the best.
Former President Donald Trump concluded his statement noting that Hillary Clinton, quote, was allowed to delete and acid wash 33,000 emails after
Imagine being a Fox clown and having to read the acid wash thing. Wow.
The New York Times is reporting tonight that the search is, quote, focused on material that Mr. Trump had brought with him to Mar-a-Lago, his private club and residence, after he left the White House. Those boxes allegedly contained many pages of classified documents, according to a person familiar with their contents. The Times continued, quote, Mr. Trump...
You know, Trump's story is he organized the return of all of the documents to the National Archives. So then there certainly wouldn't be anything in the safe, right? I mean, that would just be logical.
Has confirmed that per standard protocol, FBI Director Wray and Attorney General Garland were aware of the raid before it occurred. However you characterized what happened in the United States of America today, this is a defining moment, a seminal moment, a partisan moment, one that generations will look back on and ask, was this a moment we broke apart?
Yes, the FBI, led by the guy Trump selected, has done something very partisan.
We ask tonight, was there an evidentiary basis? Was there a legal basis? Or was this a partisan witch hunt? To begin,
by Trump's FBI director,
Mike Emanuel, who is standing by with the latest. Mike.
Well, good evening, Fox News.
Guys, this is the absolute best. This is unbelievable. These people are losing their minds, and I love it. Tej asks a good question via Super Chat. Could Obama have been involved?
Obama.
It's possible. Graham Leslie just gifted 5 YouTube memberships. Guys, let's go for 200. I want to say thanks to Sam the Sleazebag, 420X Weed Bong, Mwegs, Dollar Batteries, Champagne Shots, Real Tom G, Fear of Hats, and Mobsta for the Twitch Prime subscriptions, putting us at 109. And I must thank the incredible people who are dumping memberships in on our website. I don't know that the website can handle it. Jean-Paul Laflamme, Alexander Laminin, Nathan Quimby, Greg Roth, Ray S., Tyler McAllister, Judy Eckes, Michael Barsano, Kevin Zavatsky, Sean Rafferty, Sophie Brunette Bolvin, Rumal Randawa, Scott Curtis. Wow, this is crazy. Jerry Atkinson, Nancy Lowinger, Phyllis Gentry have all signed up on my website. That is 15, putting us at 124. And people are gifting subscriptions like they're going out of stock. Desiree DeLong sends a gifted subscription. Stage Presence. Gareth Hardres Williams. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The coupon code is INDICT, and it's INDICT for a very special reason. Other super chats coming in. This is the next step down the dark path. The lies January 6th. Now media outlets telling their audience exactly what will increase the passion and polarization. We are on the path towards what we fear. Oh, there's a real chance that the Fox and Newsmax coverage of this is going to fire up people who are willing to do violence. That's absolutely a risk. That is absolutely a risk because they have such an audience. On a serious note, do you think Trump's safe will need elements of Medico?
Elements of medical.
Will Cain is such a disappointment these days, and I thought he was an okay guy at ESPN. I didn't know him from ESPN, to be perfectly frank. Binge watch The Man in the High Castle if you want to see the timeline the U.S. is currently in. Excellent show. I hope the FBI is paying the plumbing division overtime for the big, massive dumps of evidence they're collecting. I know. Believe me, I mentioned that. People in the audience are so fired up. Let's see what people have to say here.
Hey, David, thank you so much for taking my message. I gotta say, I hope that the Patriots at the FBI plumber division are getting paid overtime for the hard work that they're doing in terms of getting all the flush material from...
Oh, you got to check
People
it.
flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times.
Absolutely. Melody calling in.
Hey, David. My name is Melody Hernandez. It is so about time. This is something that should happen a long time ago. And he's been out running his mouth, and he's getting caught with his pants down. Hooray! This is one of the biggest leaps for us.
People are elated about what's going on.
I think maybe the most beautiful part is that it's happening to the person who's been saying and still says to lock up Hillary Clinton.
Oh, guys, Stephen Miller, look at this.
Nation. You have the sitting president of the United States, Joe Biden, through his Justice Department, through his FBI, conducting a raid.
There is no evidence at this time that Biden even knew about it, never mind orchestrated it.
And also the 45th president of the United States. As President Trump pointed out in his statement, it is risible that this would be purportedly done in the name of document preservation from the leaks we've seen, when Hillary Clinton used an off-book server for years to conduct class.
So did half of Trump's staff.
At the same time, money was being funneled by the millions into the Clinton Foundation with the...
I have never seen Miller this triggered. He's basically putting together an ink blot of conspiracy theories.
Not by the IRS, not by anybody. We are truly living in a situation where the FBI has become a Praetorian Guard from Rome, where they take it unto themselves to decide who wields power in this country.
You know, Stephen, I can't help but notice that for all that Trump was accused, it seems that Biden is intent on embodying. It was said...
Right? They should have raided Biden's basement where he ran his campaign from. There's an idea. Wow, they don't even know what to say. They're running interference, but they're running it in the sloppiest way I can imagine. And by the way, if I were Stephen Miller, I'd be worried, is this getting close to me at this point in time? Welcome if you're just joining us. Mar-a-Lago has been raided by the FBI. They're reportedly in Trump's personal quarters. They've reportedly opened his safe. We don't know the full scope and everything about this. Let's listen to CNN.
Government about this, or his attorneys, I should say, that he believes that this raid was conducted unfairly, that the search warrant was conducted unfairly, because he says after working and cooperating with the relevant government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home was not necessary or appropriate. We should note that they had about 15 boxes of documents, and we were told that they had delayed in actually sending them back to the National Archives until it became clear that action could be taken, and then those documents were sent back. So still a lot of details that we don't know, but this is quite remarkable, John.
So Norm, what Caitlin just said there, according to Trump, there had been discussions between his people and investigators about the archives. What step or what line would have been crossed in your mind? And again, there's so much we don't know, and people need to know that. We're going to be perfectly transparent about what we don't know here. But in your mind, what line would have need to been crossed for the FBI, for perhaps Merrick Garland, if he was going to approve this, for this raid to have taken place?
Well, you always have to have the probable cause to believe that a crime or crimes were committed. You always have to have judicial approval. But when it comes to a former president, that hurdle is even higher, John. So I think there would need to be a showing of probable cause that not only were documents removed, but that it happened repeatedly, that not only were they removed.
I have to tell you guys, like, I am completely open to the possibility that nothing will come of this. If we find out the FBI did something wrong, I will criticize the FBI, whatever. It's, oh God, look, they're doing the toilet. Oh, you got to be kidding me. They're doing the toilet.
People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times.
I can't believe they're putting that up.
Big, massive dumps. They call them dumps.
Yeah. My instinct is they probably had their T's crossed and I's dotted. I mean, guys, CNN has a picture of a toilet up there. The story involves toilets. It is an incredible 8/8/22, a day we will all remember. That is for damn sure. I have to say thank you to S. Prez, who just dumped 50 additional memberships on Twitch and has now surged into third place all time in gifted subscriptions with 420. Skittle Stew still in first place with 603. A huge dump, not to be flushed, of memberships. Thanks also to Lynette for the Twitch Prime subscription. I know that there are people signing up on my website, and I haven't thanked them yet. Let me do that now. Jennifer Einolf is a new member on my website. Patsy Hartman is a new member. Bryce Gilpatrick has signed up. Andy Claudio is a new member. Nadine Meadows, welcome Nadine. Colin Schmidt just signed up. Melanie Savage and Chistina Turner, Joey D and Lauren Smith, as well as Sheila Larkey and Charlotte Schulte, all signing up on my website. That is 12, putting us at 190. Folks, this is the day. The coupon code is INDICT. Use the code. It's never been more relevant than today. You can sign up at joinpacman.com. Also, thanks to people gifting memberships, like Lisa Rader, who just gifted a membership on my website, number 191. Let's see what people are saying over on YouTube. Sue Fox with a $50 super chat. Oh my God, I want to buy my brother a membership since he is a huge Trumpster. This is too good. It really is. I believe Trump will go live on Newsmax telephone tonight, don't you? Well, we're monitoring it. They're talking about Joe Biden's treasonous dealings right now. So, they may be a little bit preoccupied there. Remember when Louis Gohmert got upset that they can no longer lie to the FBI? I do remember that. David, sir, the DOJ must ensure something serious occurs because the right wing will be violent. Trump must now go all the way down. It's all or nothing. I know what you mean. I find it hilarious this happened right after the January 6th committee requested Alex Jones text messages. I know. The timing is funny. I don't believe that there's a correlation there. The FBI gave my mom a better birthday present than mine today. Well said, Joe. Well said. What if this convinces the Trumpists to actually vote while the Democrats become complacent? I don't believe that will happen. I don't believe that will happen. I want to say an incredible thank you to S. Prez, who just dumped in 100 additional Twitch memberships. An incredible number. Also want to say thanks to Huge the Huge, Kenny's Prog Rock Jukebox, Two Shoes, and Zandig for the Twitch Prime subscriptions, putting us at 295. And over on the website, thank you to Frank Craven, who just signed up on my website. And also a big thank you to Stanley Minerick and Mitchell Solkowski, each gifting a subscription. That puts us at 298. The super chats are continuing to dump in. Megan says apparently there's a conspiracy theory that Alex Jones is actually comedian Bill Hicks. That I have not heard. Let's hear from more people in the audience leaving voicemails.
Hi, David. Big night for you. Love the show. Longtime watcher. I think it's fucking hilarious how Fox News will not even take a second to describe why the FBI might be conducting a raid on Mar-a-Lago.
I know.
That part stands out the most for me. Anyway,
it's
wonderful.
Unbelievable.
Keep up the good work. Goodbye.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that very, very much. We're getting notifications that some of our Alex Jones videos are being demonetized on YouTube. That's interesting. We'll look more deeply into that tomorrow. If you're just joining us, it is an incredible day. Oh, they brought on the former AG. We've got to hear this.
The criminal investigation of Donald Trump. And that obviously is a big step. And, both of them, fearing for their future, are probably have some measure of conflict in this situation. But a typical investigation, an agent can go to a supervisor, tell him what he has and make sure that there are reasonable investigative steps that can be taken based on an initial predication of that case, obviously in concert with a prosecutor like a U.S. Attorney's Office. But, this type of case where you're going after a former president of the United States and possibly future president of the United States would involve the Attorney General and the FBI Director and senior officials at the highest levels.
So I'm going to ask you to speculate here, Matt. You can decline if you would like, but I'm going to ask you to speculate. We have listened to Chris Wray over the last several weeks or so, and in the last week at the very least, testify before Congress about the resources of the FBI, where he could not dedicate resources. We heard him asked about the Hunter Biden investigation, the Gretchen Whitmer investigation, against violence against pro-life advocates or pro-abortion advocates at pro-life centers. He talked about essentially, Matt, the limited resources of the FBI and therefore prosecutorial discretion in where they choose to put their resources.
Guys, Is there anything more important than holding a former president accountable if they committed crimes?
Why, in your estimation? What is this about? Is this about supposed classified documents? Is this about January 6th? Why is this at the top of their list of priorities?
Well, Will, that's a great question. And obviously what you prioritize, you put resources towards. And if you had many FBI agents at Mar-a-Lago today, that took away from other things that those
now they're acting like it's not what was going on at Mar-a-Lago wasn't important. So that the agents were distracted from other cases. These people are going to throw everything at the wall to see what sticks. Unbelievable stuff. People very, very fired up in the super chats. Karma's coming for Trump. While Fox scrambles, it's possible a good chunk of the GOP would relish charges and a conviction. You know, that's a very good point. There are definitely people in the Republican Party that are sick and tired of Trump, sick and absolutely tired of Trump. But they don't feel like they can really act on it because Trump still polls well in the Republican Party. I think that that's quite an astute statement. I think so. Let's see what else we have here. Let's keep calm. It could take weeks or months to get to the bottom of this. Of course. Of course. How perfect. It's the anniversary of the date Nixon resigned. Is that true? Let's see. Date of Nixon resignation. August 8th, 1974. Well said, Marjorie. It's 8/8. As soon as I saw your live notification, says Vin, I ran to my dad with tears in my eyes, and I told him, sir, and we were both so elated to find out. Thanks for stopping your day to cover this. Yeah, if you're just joining me, I was having a beautiful evening. I was out grilling some sockeye salmon and broccolini. Broccolini, I would argue, one of the best vegetables that's out there. I was holding my newborn daughter. My phone starts blowing up. Mar-a-Lago's been raided. I tossed the baby 20 feet to my girlfriend, got right in my car, avoided 10 people in gas-powered pickup trucks trying to run my electric vehicle on the road to get to the studio, and made it onto the air. True story. True story. And that's how we ended up here today, which was really, really remarkable. Okay, I know I'm falling behind on thanking people. Thanks to, on Twitch, The Old Tired Road, Pizza Man, Alicaz, Crunkwell, I Spaghetti, Typical Bad. Okay, that's it. That puts us at 304. On the website is about to crash, I think, from how many people are signing up with the coupon code INDICT. Welcome to Evelyn McFarland, Larry Shaw, Declan Golden, as well as Thomas Ricci, Lisa Carpenito, Kenneth Hardwick is a new member, Audrey Whitco, welcome, Ross Voce, William Bailey and Kenneth Goodwin have signed up. Catherine Jennings is a new member, and Alice Jenna and Susie Kirkpatrick. Thank you to all of you for signing up for memberships. That's 12 and 304. That looks like it would be 316. Also, people gifting memberships on the website. Sean Irwin, Adam Becker gifting another one. Joe Rader with a gift. That's 4 gifted subscriptions. Does anybody want a free membership? Because you can fill out the very simple form at davidpakman.com/free membership to request a free membership. And then very importantly, Isha Owakxavier signing up via Twitch and 100 gifted subscriptions from S. Prez dumping in. S. Prez must be now into second place at minimum in terms of gifted subscriptions ever. The voicemails are pouring in.
Hey, David. I just got a tweet or a direct message from Marjorie Taylor Greene. She said that it's actually Antifa and BLM that's raiding Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence.
That could be. That actually could be. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. People are just losing it.
Oh, my God, David. This is Judy from New Jersey. I have been a watcher for a long time I just got a membership, but oh my God, I am, as if the last few weeks with the January 6th and Alex Jones and, Mannon and all the others finally getting nailed. This is like, oh my God. I sat down, started looking around. I'm like, what? Right? What? Oh my God. I'm so excited. Please do not tease me. Please, guys. Nail these guys. I'm sorry.
All right. So Judy's very, very excited. Now, folks, I got to say something. I'm seeing a bunch of emails in my inbox asking for free memberships. I'm only going to say it once. Emailing is not how you get a free membership. I already said you go to davidpakman.com/free membership. You don't need to email me. I can't help you by email. If you want a free membership, you go to davidpakman.com/free membership. Okay? Do not email. Do not email me. Do not email me or the show. Do not send any emails about a free membership. It's just davidpakman.com/free membership. You put your name in and we have a system. Okay? It goes in order. Now, we have learned that Donald Trump is not at Mar-a-Lago today. Donald Trump is in New York City. And so now the live shots are moving to Trump Tower, and it's at least conceivable that maybe Trump is going to make some kind of a statement. We are monitoring CNN. We are monitoring Fox News. We are monitoring Newsmax, which is running commercials for some kind of a phone caption system. Okay, that's okay. We're monitoring other things. Let's see what else is on people's minds here. Let's see, from Caitlin.
Hi, David. This is Caitlin from Florida. I just logged onto your screen.
Hello.
Your stream here. What is going on? Have you ever dealt with or lived through a scandal like this? I mean, what's the last thing you can think of that was just crazy?
I mean, the Trump riot day is the last thing that was like this, sadly.
Like this. I mean, I'm going to be able to look back and tell my grandkids that I remember when the January 6th insurrection happened, and
Right.
I remember when the raid happened.
Right. Okay, that's the end of the voicemail. Very, very interesting.
Hey, Pac-Man. I'm curious how many packs of adult diapers you think they're going to find. Love your show.
You know, I don't know that if there are adult diapers at Mar-a-Lago, I don't know that that's necessarily going to be something we find out about. Yeah, I don't, I'm just not sure about that.
Holy cow, sir. You know, Fox News may be going nuts right now and running interference. But I wonder if we're going to see Rupert Murdoch rein them in now. Because Rupert Murdoch seems like he's getting ready to abandon Trump. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair question.
Hey, David. If you look on Pillow's Truth Essential account, it looks like people in the comments are already trying to start up some kind of action and a plan to meet to get together. So check it out. Bye.
All right, so here it is. Mike Pillow. You guys know Mike Pillow, right?
We're doing a class action lawsuit against all machines. Over 54 countries have now been taken by the machines.
Exactly. That guy, he posted Trump's statement. Let's see what people are saying. Action today. Raid will be met with swift action. FBI burning midnight oil. It's time. This is it. We must get serious. This must be stopped. The life as we have known does not exist as of today. August 8 is when everything changed. Now every one of us uh-oh. Oh, God. This is exactly what I was afraid of. We need to meet and plan out what needs to be done. We have to pick a location and date. Uh-oh. This is not good. These people can become extremely violent, as we saw on January 6th. Wow. Wow. We're under siege. It's called communism. Abolish the FBI. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, so it's Lara Trump. Let's listen.
Do to you, to anybody in America. The bottom line here is that these documents that have been in question everybody's been cooperating. Everybody from my father-in-law's team has been cooperating with the FBI, with any authority that.
So there's been an investigation to cooperate with. That's interesting.
No need to make such a big scene, to do something this insane, quite frankly, to a former president. But I think everybody clearly knows, Will, what is going on here. This is about weaponizing the justice system, as it has been so many times in the past, against somebody who you politically do not like. They detest Donald Trump, not just on the Democrat side, but the general establishment, because he's not one of them, because he doesn't play their game.
He's a victim, fundamentally, not a perpetrator.
That he's running for president in 2024, and this is a very convenient way to just throw a little more mud on Donald Trump, as though they haven't already done enough. This is the same agency, don't forget, the FBI, who, had falsified documents to get FISA warrants to, conduct this entire sham Russia hoax that the country had to deal with for 2 years, millions of taxpayer dollars, and our time that we'll never get back to find what? Absolutely nothing. They've been trying to shove January 6th down everybody's throat in an effort to get people to care about that and think that's the most important thing in the world. That hasn't worked for them yet. So here they are, heading into a midterm and heading into a presidential election season.
She's acting like Democrats did this. What a delusional situation. Mark Elias, I'm being told via Super Chat, tweeted something interesting. The media is missing the really, really big reason why the raid today is a potential blockbuster in American politics. Mark Elias is pointing to 18 U.S. Code 2071, concealment, removal, or mutilation generally. This is something which, if you are found guilty of, if you look at subsection B, shall forfeit his office and be disqualified from holding any office under the United States. It is conceivable, based on legal analyst Mark Elias, that what is being investigated here in connection with this raid could disqualify Donald Trump from ever being president again. That is interesting. In fact, I should probably bookmark that and send it to myself for tomorrow's show, because this story might make the show tomorrow. I don't know. It might. We'll have to wait and see. Thanks to Deeper Shades of House, as well as DJ Newell, Lil Chunk Gaming, for the Twitch Prime subscriptions, putting us at 424. Folks, the website is getting crushed. There's 166 people right now trying to get memberships. Wait, no, it's 155. I want to say thank you to the following people who just signed up on my website. Let's go through these. Crystal Hendricks, Brenda Gronstedge, Steve Randall, Johanna Lee Barnett, Christine Becker, Michelle Pearson, Anna Gerhardt, Kimberly Ronka, Darren Porter, and Pam Kaysen. Many of these folks using the coupon code INDICT on this special day. Dan Haviland, Sarah Hagee, and Donald Patterson. Darren Parker is a new member. Matt Mulholland and Stanley Westerveld. Welcome to Lorianne Fruing and David Ellis. Also welcome to Don Williams, Christy Luna, Charlie Uribe, and John Purdy. Welcome to all of you. That is 21, putting us at 445. Also, thanks to everybody who's been gifting memberships. That includes Stanley Minerick, as well as Stephen Hart, Jerry Musselman. Appreciate all of you as well. That puts us at 448. And one last straggler here that I missed. Thanks to Terry Thomas for signing up at joinpacman.com. It is a shocking and appalling day. S. Prez has just dumped in. I hope S. Prez can afford this stuff. Another 100 memberships on Twitch. And I also want to say thanks to Music by Stanley, Green Man, The Freak, and Baby Cadbury for the Twitch Prime subscriptions, putting us at 553. The record for memberships ever is 605 in a day. And we are within striking distance of that. Steve Bannon on the phone. Listen to this.
On the Justice Department and get to the bottom of who approved this. This is so outrageous.
No, Steve.
It needs to be investigated.
No.
I want to ask you
Yes,
this
sir.
question, Steve.
No.
You know, I'm familiar with your point of view. I'm familiar with the opinions you share on War Room. I'm familiar with how deep you fear the corruption has run within the United States of America. I'm curious. I said this earlier in the program. Believing elections can change the place in which we sit today in the United States of America is a very optimistic point of view, because this corruption, if it is partisan corruption, isn't relegated to the FBI. We saw 87,000 new IRS agents have been hired. You can look at almost any federal institution, including the intelligence community, who dismissed Hunter Biden's laptop as disinformation. And you can say to yourself, this isn't one
These people are like sped up now, trying to figure out how to deal with this.
election. Our problem is deeper.
Well, you're 100% correct. This is not about corruption. That's not corruption. This is about the administrative state. This is about an undemocratic apparatus, bigger than bureaucracy. This is the administrative state, and they want to run things their own way. And they want to pick and choose who actually runs and who actually wins. This is why it's incumbent upon, look, we have 2/3 of the nations in back of us. Hispanics, African Americans, Asian Americans. It's
that's a
now
lie.
time
That's a
to
lie.
take control of the House of Representatives with an overwhelming victory and then act like we mean it. The Jim Jordans and people have to step up, and Kevin McCarthy have to step up and say, we're going to have full investigations. We're going to choke them down in corporations. Listen,
I got it, Steve.
This is a non-democratic. Okay, go ahead.
I hate to cut you off, Steve. We have more information coming in as we speak, so I got to get to that.
Here we
Steve,
go.
It's great to hear from you tonight. Thank you for your time. All right, this is a Fox News alert. Donald Trump said tonight his Mar-a-Lago home is under siege by FBI agents. A source tells Fox News that agents are indiscriminately removing items from the residence. We're also learning the president's son, Eric Trump, spoke to our own Brian Kilmeade and told him as many as 30 agents raided the former president's Palm Beach home.
Oh, look at
so
this.
Fox's Mike Emanuel is joining us again with the absolute latest. Mike.
Will, good evening. Sources familiar tell Fox News this FBI raid of former President Trump's Palm Beach home is related to the taking of potential classified information from the White House upon leaving office January 20th of last year. The National Archives says there were 15 boxes that contained what it believed to be presidential records, noting they must be preserved. A source familiar tells Fox FBI agents went to Mar-a-Lago looking in every single office in the president's safe and grabbed documents in boxes without reviewing them there on property. The source telling Fox they took boxes and documents to review once they left Mar-a-Lago and were told they were not being judicious about what they took. Fox has learned former President Trump...
I mean, often the FBI takes everything.
New York City when he learned the raid was taking place in Florida. The former president saying in his public statement, they broke his safe. And obviously he was quite upset with the raid taking place
broke
there
my
today.
safe.
Will.
All right, Mike, thank you there for...
This might have been a perfect raid.
Now, the president of the United States, the former president of the United States home in Mar-a-Lago has been raided by FBI agents, upwards of 30 agents, broke into a safe, took boxes of documents away, not discovering them,
Big,
not going
massive
through them
dumps.
on premises, but taking them away for further analysis. We do not have information at this time as to why. What is the legal or evidentiary basis as to what is the investigation and the raid into Donald Trump? But for now, we turn to Fox's Shannon Bream for a legal analysis of the situation unfolding tonight.
What an extraordinary situation. I mean, truly an extraordinary situation. I know the audience is completely titillated. Let's listen.
Hey, David. I think it's hilarious Trump is getting raided, but do you think he'll ever actually be prosecuted of anything? And
Okay. So that's really the question. Now, I would love for people to let me know in the chat. This is great. And the Trigleys are now showing up at Mar-a-Lago to demonstrate their support. They've crossed out Pence from Trump Pence. This is growing, and we may soon have crowds starting to form in various places. Okay, let me know in the chat. Is Trump getting indicted? What do you think? Let me know in the chat. Is Trump getting indicted? FBI seized over 1,000 packets of ketchup. Exactly. Exactly. Very, very well said. The FFPanda has signed up via Twitch Prime, And S-Prez just dumped in another 100 Twitch Prime subscriptions, putting us at 654. We have never seen a number like this. S-Prez is now the top gifter of subscriptions ever with 830, putting Skittle Stew well over 200 memberships below that. I want to say thanks to Cinder Soul, who has sent 3 gifts. I'm Scruffy and Aline, who have also signed up via Twitch Prime. And I must thank our website members who are signing up by the truckloads. Cherie Hudgens is a new member. Aurelian Ekoto. Ian Barrett is a new member. Donna Gilland has signed up. Patrick Bolin, Marco Lara, Robbie Pike has signed up. Jennifer Klassen. Michael Colkert is a new member. So is Brenda Dorenfeld. I want to say thank you to Colin Adderlane, Joel Smith, and Nicholas Inatenkcho. I hope I'm not butchering that horribly. I really appreciate all of your support. That's 12, putting us at 671. Does Patreon count double today? Absolutely. Any pledges on our Patreon today, patreon.com/David Pakman Show, they will count as 2. William Bailey just made a pledge on our Patreon, and we're counting it double. Let's see what else is on folks' minds. As an average Republican might say when speaking of people of color, if he has nothing to hide, why would he object to a search? I think that's eminently reasonable as a question, for sure. 18 U.S.C. 2071. We did look at that statute recently. If Trump is disqualified in 22, says Sean, isn't that bad for Democrats since it effectively hands DeSantis the Republican primary ticket? It may work out that well. Listen, we have to just go step by step and follow the evidence. Right now, there was enough evidence for the raid to be conducted. We will then look at what comes after that. Okay, we can only take it step by step. Couple other voicemails. These are just dumping in.
Hey, David. It's Frank from Florida. As I've been telling you for the last 6 or 8 months, this guy's a stone criminal.
Yep.
So hopefully they find some evidence in the house. If not, this will definitely cause an uprising.
Right. Right. I don't disagree with that. I think it's completely plausible.
Hey, David, real quick. How do you think Ron DeSantis feels about this FBI raid that's currently going on at Mar-a-Lago?
Probably happy.
Do you think he's happy about it? Do you think he's just, surprised? Or I'm just curious. Thanks,
I think
David.
he probably is happy. Folks, a crowd is very quickly starting to gather. We are seeing Trump flags. We are seeing Let's Go Brandon. This crowd has materialized extremely quickly before our very eyes. We are starting to see a police presence in Palm Beach, Florida. It seems as though there is some kind of perverted reverse vigil taking place outside of Trump's Mar-a-Lago. And wow, I'm told that Reuters Live also has video of that. Let me take a look at that. Reuters Live? How do I even find that? Reuters. Here it is. Oh, boy. Okay, just from the honking, you already know it's going to get a little wacky. So here it is. A crowd starting to gather at Mar-a-Lago. Let's see if we can listen to the sweet nothings they're shouting.
Good. Yes. Let him come. The Trump train's riding again.
Folks, the Trumpists are extremely triggered, and they are starting to stack up all around Mar-a-Lago, showing a sign of support for, oh, whoa, look at this. Oh, boy, this could end up getting quite ugly, actually. Oh, no. I don't think this is going to end anytime soon. The golf carts are out, which you know is a big, big thing for a lot of the folks down there. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I want to say thanks to the Slithy Tobes, Rennie Baby, Socialist Dragon, Let's Get Frizzical, Paco Taco, Jay, Chad Moden, the real Andrew Mays, discarded for real, and Blueberry Babe, all of whom just grabbed or gifted subscriptions. Folks, the golf cart is out. The golf cart is out. People signing up on my website: Angus Atkins Trimnell, Tiffany Van Hove, Tiffany McLay, Paul Burgess, Derek Goodwin. I can't thank all of you folks enough for the support today. That's 5, putting us at 685. Auntie Aro just made a Patreon pledge, and those count double today. And then people gifting subscriptions include Rachel Sims, as well as Stennett for Senate, Martin Fillion. I believe that's it. Oh, Sean Heffernan, also gifting subscriptions, which is just unbelievable what is taking place here. Unbelievable. The Trumpists are arriving. The Trumpists are triggered, and they are showing up. DeSantis would have known an FBI raid in Florida would have been imminent. Why didn't he warn Trump? I don't know that that's true at all. I don't know that that's true. Centrist Pacman is afraid of criticism and doesn't allow dissent on his channel. I'm a leftist, and everybody's allowed to say what they want as long as they aren't personal attacks or, penises made out of parentheses and ampersands. All right. So hope that was worth $5 for you. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine, says Mart Fillion. Okay, there is now a helicopter presence arriving in Palm Beach. All right, let me get reset. I didn't realize this was going to be such a long or wide stream. So let me get reset with my water and snacks. We're going to listen to the Fox News coverage, and I'm going to be back in 5.
He said he didn't know anything about the Ukrainian whistleblower, just as he lied about the Russia collusion hoax. This is the chairman of the Intelligence Committee with oversight of the FBI. It is really quite frightening.
How do you explain it, Miranda? How do you explain the devotion of resources to this, to what we're watching unfold today and tonight, and the total lack of a devotion of resources? And that really doesn't do it justice, because the FBI didn't just decline to investigate Hunter Biden. They spun it as disinformation. So how do you explain that disparity?
Well, it just shows the politicization of the FBI, and under a completely weak director, Christopher Wray, who was, one of Donald Trump's worst personnel choices. The FBI is completely out of control. It's a number of, different field officers that are their own fiefdoms. God knows what they're up to. Some of these, particularly the Washington, D.C. office, which seems to have carriage for this current raid. 100 FBI agents raiding the home of the former president, potential future presidential candidate. It is incredible, as you have had people say. It is unprecedented, and it's really frightening because the FBI is supposed to be doing something about crime and terrorism, yet their biggest ever investigation has been into the Capitol riot on January 6th, which was bad, but in the context of things that are wrong in this country, it is really not the worst thing to be looking at. And yet it seems that Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, Chuck Schumer, sadly Joe Biden seem to be running the FBI and its priorities.
Right. Well, Miranda, you characterized it as potentially a fishing expedition. Shannon Bream said they have to have their next steps in mind. Whatever it is, I think something is very clear. The burden of proof is going to be incredibly high on the American institutions because the electorate, a large percentage of the electorate, are looking at this with a great amount of jaundiced skepticism. Miranda, great to talk to you this evening.
You too, Will.
All right, you're looking there on your screens at new pictures of former President Trump leaving Trump Tower in New York City tonight. They were on your screen just a moment ago as the sun has set in New York City. We turn now to Joe Kent for reaction. He's a former Army Special Forces, and he's running for Congress in the state of Washington. Joe, it's great to have you with us tonight. Year 5, I believe we are year 6. Basically, from before Donald Trump's election to tonight, we have seen investigation after investigation and allegation after allegation. Do you think tonight, what we are looking at now, will be any different than the outcome of the past 6 years? Or will it simply be another illustration of the power of an allegation?
Well, it has to be different than what we've seen before, because we've seen the complete and total weaponization of our national security state. You mentioned how this all began with the Russiagate sham hoax, and we saw the national security state at the highest levels weaponized against President Trump and his campaign and throughout his administration. And now with the narrative coming from January 6th, and make no mistake, this is where the narrative really was fortified to turn these potent tools against not just President Trump, but many of his top advisors, people who weren't even on the ground January 6th, and then folks that were put away, thrown into essentially political prisons without any kind of due process. And now the national security state continues to be on the hunt against President Trump, and even all the way down to parents that show up to school board meetings. So we have to realize that we're at war. When we take back the House in 2023, bringing the national security state to heel must be our top priority. Any Republican who is not ready for that fight is unfit for duty.
You know, Joe, I've mentioned this several times tonight, but I imagine if you're sitting at home watching, this sense of and we heard earlier on the program, it's not simply corruption. It's just what we're watching unfold in America isn't limited to, as you mentioned, the national security state. It's not limited to law enforcement. You, I think, very aptly, Joe, pointed out school board meetings, which, of course, the DOJ classified those parents as domestic terrorists. But beyond that, censorship within big technology. It's hard, I would imagine, for an American citizen who doesn't subscribe to the current thing, whatever that political philosophy may be driving it, but whatever is the current thing.
All right, everybody. I just was texting with a friend of mine who is down in the Palm Beach area, and he indicated to me he's monitoring police radio, and he says there is I don't know if this is true. This is what he told me. He says he is hearing increased law enforcement chatter on police radio about this gathering that is now taking place with the Let's Go Brandon flags and the entire thing. In just the 15 minutes we've been watching, the crowd here has increased in size dramatically. As you can see out front, an increased law enforcement presence. No evidence so far that anybody's getting violent. I mean, because it's all Trumpists, at least for now. And that's what we know so far, but we are monitoring all of it very, very closely. And of course, hopefully no one ever will be hurt at any of this stuff, because that would be terrible. I want to say thank you to Stinky McStains, as well as Mr. Potato Head and Blueberry Babe for the Twitch Prime subscriptions. Let's listen to a couple other voicemails from people that are coming in.
David, sir, how much or how many bottles of uppers do you think they're going to find in Mar-a-Lago during this raid?
Yeah.
Just curious.
I don't know. These are all really good questions. Really, really good questions. Let's see what else we have. People calling in.
Oh my God, it's finally happening. He's getting raided, yo. I am excited. This is, oh man, he messed around and he's finding out. I love it. I love it.
People are really, really excited about this. Now, here is do you guys want to hear a more sort of sober reaction to this? Let's listen to it.
Hey, David, I'm watching your coverage right now of the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago, and obviously this is extremely interesting, but rather than a lot of other people contacting you, I'm not feeling super elated. I mean, obviously it's good to see Trump potentially be held accountable, but I'm feeling more uneasy and worried about the potential for, right-wing violence.
Of course.
I mean, we obviously saw January 6th, and I mean, that was, at the thought of a stolen election, and now you've got the potential for Trump to be, held criminally accountable and then potentially never be able to hold office again. I'm just worried. I mean, these people are extremely insane and, have no problem with violence. And I don't know, it's very concerning to me. anyway, keep up the great work. Love your content.
Listen, those are completely reasonable concerns. I'm worried that these people will become violent as well. They've proven that they're willing to do violence. Taylor asks, what do I think Trump's final act of defiance will be? Incite the mob directly? I doubt he will go down quietly. Oh, no matter what happens, Trump's not going down quietly. That's for damn sure. The FBI found the 11,780 votes in the safe.
I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break.
Right. Folks, people are dumping in memberships like we've never seen. We're setting a record here. V just made a Patreon pledge. Those count double, so that puts us at 696. Let's go for 750 and see if we can get there. The following people just signed up. Suchin Tendulkar. You know what that's a reference to, guys? That's beautifully done. That's a reference to, wait, where do I have these? Here it is.
Swami.
No, wait.
Suchin Tendulkar.
Yeah. Suchin Tendulkar is a new member. Adam Johnson is a new member. Eric Carpenter has just signed up. Henry Perez and Kimberly O'Keefe are new members. Also, thanks to Kristen McClure, who just signed up. That is 5, putting us at 701. Folks, it's sort of like the speed of light. I never thought we would break 700, but we have. It's incredible. I also want to thank, hold on, where is this? Kevin Gonzalo for the sign up at joinpacman.com. The coupon code is INDICT. If there were ever a day to sign up on my website, it would be today. And one of the member benefits is access to the bonus show, which Alex Jones despises.
Oh, the bonus show where you want to make money. Everybody else that makes money to fund themselves is bad.
Well, I don't know that Alex Jones is necessarily in the position to be talking about what other people are doing to make money at this point in time. But I would love to add your name to the membership rolls, and you can use the coupon code INDICT when you sign up. MR says, thanks for your work over the years and for pushing back on the torrent of lies that enabled Trump and for correctly and repeatedly identifying MAGA as fascism. Well, thank you, MR. Let's see what the latest is here from CNN.
Feet 17 acres. He's hosted international world leaders. The Prime Minister of Japan had visited here. Shinzo Abe, also the President of China. There are also many politicians who have come here to kiss the ring since he moved here full-time to Mar-a-Lago, including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Marjorie Taylor Greene, the House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy, all coming here to visit the former president at Mar-a-Lago. John.
Randy Kay racing to the scene for us in Palm Beach. Thank you very much. Other news now, a federal grand jury has indicted a Russian national and accused...
All right, so a lot happening, and we are monitoring the scene there at Mar-a-Lago, which just seems to continue to build and build and build, and we will see what exactly happens there. Super chats continuing to come in. What are the chances Trump has dirt on some Republican members of Congress? 100%. 100%. Eating popcorn watching this, soon switching to wine. Well said, H. Shy. David, sir, I'm curious. You think Don Jr. prefers Pepsi or Coke? I couldn't tell you. I know nothing about soda. I haven't had a soda in 20 years. Thank you to Honey Badger and Eggs Marshall, as well as Frosty and Matt Stein. Wonder if that's my friend, Matt. For the Twitch Prime subscriptions. Also, thanks to Zuzu Pebbles for gifting 5. That's 9 total. 702 plus 9 is 711. 711. I'm worried but thrilled, says Amethyst Jones. Fear can't stop the equal application of law and order. Let's hope not. Let's hope not, because Fox News is very, very aggressively running interference, and they will believe, listen, they're already, the narrative by tomorrow morning, they're all going to be on the same page. This was prosecutorial misconduct, partisan, ordered by Democrats, crafted by Biden, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's what it's going to be. And by tomorrow morning, it's already that. But they'll be organized around it by tomorrow. That's they're making it abundantly clear. Let's listen to another voicemail or two about this.
Hey, David. Just following up on another call. There is 0% chance that they don't find 145 bottles of Adderall, followed by 145 bottles of Valium.
Yeah, lots of people who use uppers, then they need the downers to be able to go to sleep. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
Hey, David. Andrew Fox from the Andrew Fox Show here in California.
Whoa. Didn't realize we were going to get a call from the Andrew Fox Show today.
And I am so excited. I'm
I don't know what that is, by the way.
watching the stream right now with Trump getting raided. This is the most stoked I've been since it got confirmed that that piece of shit lost the election. This is just a fantastic day. It was a great day at work. He closed a bunch of deals. I'm in sales, and then I got the news that Trump's house is raided. And this is just a fantastic day, and I'm glad we get to share it with everybody. Thank you so much, David, sir.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
everybody's in such a good mood today. It's wild. It's wild. 4 more years of Biden, thank God. Guys, I don't even think Biden's running for re-election. I actually don't think this has anything to do with Biden, quite frankly. Wow, no soda? You should try Coke Zero. No calories or sugar, no negative effects. I hope that's a joke, guys. I hope that that's a joke. Doesn't Coke Zero have aspartame? I don't want any of that stuff. Coke Zero has... What is in Coke Zero? Oh, boy. I don't know that I'm looking for Coke Zero. Carbonated water, caramel color, phosphoric acid, aspartame, potassium benzoate. Oh, God. Natural flavors, potassium citrate, asulfame potassium, and it also has phenylalanine. But it's got no sugar, guys. I'm off benzoates. I'm off aspartame. I'm out, guys. Because of that, I'm out. No Coke Zero for me. No Coke Zero for me. Thank you to both an anonymous gifter as well as to Absurdities, each gifting 10 subscriptions on Twitch, putting us at 731. Also want to say thanks to P-Swerve, Salecat, Grimalker for the Twitch Prime subscriptions, putting us at 734. And then over on the website, there is something criminal happening on the website. Right now, 81 people are somewhere in the process of getting memberships. And the following have done so, and now I'm going to thank them. Mitch Crossley, Linda Clark, Brad Buchanan. Hold on, where'd Brad go? There he is. David Krepp, Mike, almost got me. Almost got me. Mike O. Wow, you almost got me. Brianna, Texas. Sundara McWhirter, Donica Calhoun, Sean Gomez, Wade Griffith, Henry Favre, Everett Bryan, Charles Buchanan, Dustin Barnes. Wow, this is crazy. Mike Deanna, Jason Harlow, Cynthia Pruitt, Elise Bowman, Brad Smith, all signing up on my website. That's 15, putting us at 749. Wow. Whoever is member 750, I'll send you a free item from my website. Let's listen to Hannity. Triggered.
Biden's top political rival, that's the former president of the United States of America, Donald Trump. Earlier today, the FBI raided the former president's Florida home, Mar-a-Lago, while he was in New York. According to President Trump, the agents swarmed his residence unannounced, breaking into the home and even his personal safe. In a statement, the 45th president wrote, quote, "My beautiful home is currently under siege, raided and occupied by a large group of..."
This is exactly what we've been waiting for. The Hannity reaction.
Never happened to the president of the United States before. After working and cooperating with the relevant government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home was not necessary or appropriate. It is prosecutorial misconduct, the weaponization of the justice system, and an attack by the radical left Democrats who desperately do not want me to run for president in 2024. According to the New York Times tonight, who got the scoop first, somehow, the search was focused on documents that the former president brought with him from the White House, including potentially classified documents. Sources are now telling Fox News that the raid was not related in any way to January 6th, but according to one source, the FBI was, quote, not being judicious about what they took during the search. Just so we are clear, this raid is truly, completely unprecedented, and you can't imagine this would have ever happened to a Democrat. This is where Americans now begin to ask the question, do we have a dual justice system in America? Is there equal justice under the law? Do we have equal applications of our laws?
All of a sudden, Hannity cares about that.
Never raided, even though she stored troves of classified material on a personal server. She deleted 33,000 emails.
Essential.
Remember, nobody had ever heard of Bleach Pit before Hillary Clinton. And then there were hammers involved with devices and SIM cards that were missing. How about the dirty, unverifiable Russian dossier that Hillary Clinton paid for?
Oh, guys, I didn't think he would be this triggered. This is unbelievable.
Candidate, later a president. What about the high-ranking DOJ officials that signed what was, says at the top of a FISA warrant, verified, what they signed their name to something that was unverifiable and has now been completely debunked and claimed before judges that it was verified.
Take a breath, dude.
It wasn't. And then there's Joe Biden on tape, the real quid pro quo, bragging that he withheld $1 billion taxpayer dollars. You have 6 hours to fire a Ukrainian prosecutor.
That is not at all what happened. Not even close to what happened.
Being paid millions of dollars with no experience at all whatsoever.
This has been all one sentence the last 3 minutes.
Happened to Hunter? Nothing. What if it was Don Jr.? What if it was Eric Trump? On tape, you have, of course, Hunter Biden smoking crack and with hookers. I think those things are illegal. What happened to him? Nothing. We had Director Wray before Congress last week. They have had Hunter's...
I thought the last guy was good. This is the absolute best.
Millions of dollars paid to Hunter from Ukraine, Russia.
He must have used a right-wing random word generator to write this monologue.
$100,000 shopping spree with a Chinese national. No experience. Nothing happens. Joe, on tape, bragging again and again, I've never, ever, ever discussed my son's foreign business dealings. Well, we know of at least 14 occasions now, and we have pictures, in some cases, with Joe, Hunter, and guess what? Hunter's foreign business partners. Nothing happens to them. The Bidens have never had their homes raided. They literally sold access to the highest levels of our government. The big guy was taking his 10% cut, according to his own son's laptop. And
the laptop, he squeezed in two conspiracies there, the big guy and the Hunter laptop, into half a sentence. I've never seen Hannity this triggered.
Will ever get charged with any crime. No raid to his house. But if your last name is Roger Stone or if your name is Paul Manafort, you got a pre-dawn raid, guns drawn, FBI SWAT team pointing guns in your face, a process crime.
Dude, there's never been a criminal administration like this one. Of course the aftermath is unprecedented.
You get put in handcuffs and leg shackles and hauled away from an airport.
He's still going.
For a charge of a misdemeanor. We saw the same heavy-handed tactics with General Flynn, Carter Page, Paul Manafort, pre-dawn raid, guns drawn, and so many others. Make no mistake, if you're associated with Donald Trump in any way, you better cross all your I's and dot all your T's, because they're coming for you with the full force of the federal government. They will break down your front door. They will spy on your texts and your phone calls. They will charge you with every process crime in the book. They'll throw you in leg chains and handcuffs, and they'll stick guns in your face at 5:30 in the morning just to send a message. Why doesn't this ever happen to a Democrat? Equal justice under the law, is it dead? Equal application of our laws, is that dead? Has our Department of Justice been turned into a political weapon? And if they can do this to President Trump, what do you think they can do to the rest of us? We'll have full breaking coverage all night long. Here now with more. Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett, Harvard Law professor.
They're bringing on Dershowitz. Oh, it's too much, guys. They're bringing on Dershowitz. Dershowitz recently complained that he can't speak at the Martha's Vineyard library anymore because they don't like him there. This is going to be unbelievable. I'm so glad I'm here to witness this live.
That they were on, they were going through. They said they're willing to give all those things back. Why didn't they just say, can we come over and take a look at what you have and make sure that there's no classified documents here? Just like, why didn't they say to Peter Navarro,
he's still going,
his attorney, have your client report at 8 a.m. at this location, or Paul Manafort or Roger Stone? Why the big show only when it's a conservative?
Because it's Donald Trump. And this is the weaponization for political purposes by the FBI and the Department of Justice. You're right, Sean, when you identify the Presidential Records Act of 78, which is far from a model of clarity. And in fact, it's one of the more opaque laws you'll ever read.
This is what they call legal analysis. We're going to get back to this as soon as Dershowitz speaks. I can't wait to hear what he says. Thanks to Brandon and Chewy, each for gifting 5 subscriptions over on YouTube. But number 750 getting the free item is Thomas Romack. Thomas, please email info@davidpakman.com to collect your free item. Folks, we may be able to actually breach the number 800 today, which we've never been able to do so before, to quote George Bush. Let me see how many folks I can thank before they go to Dershowitz analysis, which I don't want to miss. Sandra Ramos, Janice Gerke, Clarence Page is a new member, RR, Megan Osborne, Ben, who almost got me with a crass and crude fake name, Matthew Henderson, Joey Kinney, Lori Catazone. Let's actually not Lori. No, I'll get back to Lori. Tina Parsons, Brian Howe, all of these people signing up on my website. Some Talukdar, Melissa Parzo, someone going by the name Fetus. Okay. Christopher Matheson, Cole Stewart, Deborah Giles, John Miller, Soma, Ross Belsom, all signing up on my website. Very much appreciated. It was 19, putting us at 779. Let's listen to the great Alan Dershowitz deliver his analysis.
Side into his socks and walked out with those documents. But then everybody in the media, every Democrat, he was just sloppy, very sloppy. As he shoved it down his pants, he was sloppy. You know, he didn't mean to take them with him. And everybody bought that excuse. So this therein brings up the double standard issue. What are your thoughts?
Well, definitely, there is a double standard. We've seen so many instances of allegedly classified material being compromised. The key point that everybody's missing here is that Donald Trump was not in Mar-a-Lago. So there was no reason not to issue a subpoena, returnable tomorrow. So that there's no claim that Trump could have destroyed anything. This should have been a subpoena, not a search warrant. If it is a search warrant, it has to have a high level of cause demonstrating that the evidence would have been destroyed. Not only that.
You don't think that there's people at Mar-a-Lago who might know to destroy evidence if they were raided? I mean, this is just, it's such speculation from Dershowitz, all assuming that everything was done completely wrong when there is no such evidence.
Violated the rules of the Justice Department. They have gone after both a former...
We know people around Trump were complicit in destroying documents because Trump would throw them in bags and then someone else would burn them. So we know that other people were complicit in the destruction of evidence.
Single standard. It's not good enough. You don't get a warrant unless a subpoena won't suffice. In a democratic rule of law country, you do it legitimately. You go to the lawyer, you say, by tomorrow, I want that safe delivered to the Justice Department. I want these documents turned over. And unless you can demonstrate that there was a...
Give them 12 hours to take out whatever they want from... Can you imagine? Hey, tomorrow you've got to bring us the safe. Oh, right. And we won't touch anything that's in the safe, even things that are incriminating. Yeah, we'll just bring you the safe the way it is right now. Just trust us.
I guess what everybody's wondering, especially in light of what we went through for 3 years, Greg, at some point, when do you say the abuse of power, the corruption, the witch hunt, to quote a famous best-selling book, that this is focused on one man and one man only, and a whole double standard exists, and nobody else is ever held accountable for either the exact law, similar sets of circumstances. I know it was different with Comey, but similar. The same with Hillary, the 33,000 emails.
All right, so they're coping pretty hard. As you can see, There is like a full-fledged standout happening outside Mar-a-Lago now. People with a Trump flag, where Trump is kissing an American flag, which he did at CPAC a couple of years ago. Even though it is after 9 p.m. on the East Coast, this is building into a full-fledged Trump rally, and it's all because Trump's Mar-a-Lago was raided. If you are just joining us, welcome. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure to follow the Twitch channel. It's free and it's beautiful. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment letting me know whether you believe an indictment is coming, yes or no. Make sure to like the stream and make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. All of these things are completely and totally free, and I want to hear from you, and it's all crazy. It's all crazy what's going on. Let's get to a couple of other voicemails that are coming in about this. Let's see what some of these are a bit too long, but let's see here.
David, sir, any reports that they are taking toilets to Mar-a-Lago, and also need to get some prints for some of.
Ooh, terrible, terrible audio. It could have been funny, but it was bad audio. Thanks to Shorty, Blueberry Babe, Olidius, Do You Grok, and Lidu, Radacopter just gifted 5 subscriptions. Toad, Mountain Oasis, and One Eye Dead grabbing subscriptions as well. That puts us at 792. Folks, we may be about to breach 800, which we have never done. The following people just signed up on my website, many using the coupon code INDICT. You can also use the coupon code OBAMNA. Karen Siegel, Scott Fulberth, Megan Snipes, Brandon Parvin, Catherine Hole, Stephen Maccabee, all signing up on my website. That is 6, putting us at 798. Also want to say thanks to people gifting subscriptions. Stanley Minerick is one such person. Lori Catazone is another. Kimberly Cerniglia is another. And I really appreciate those gifts. Folks, that's putting us at 801. We couldn't possibly make it to 900 memberships in a day. The previous record was 605. It seems inconceivable that would happen. And yet Faceplant just gifted 5, and WebTech and November just signed up, which puts us at 808. And then Adrian Murillo signed up on my website, putting us at 809. I don't think we can do it, but why don't we try? As things becoming increasingly frenetic outside of Mar-a-Lago, the site where today they were in Trump's bedroom, apparently. They were in his private quarters. They opened his safe. They maybe suctioned the toilet to see what was going on there. Oh, they're speaking to Eric Trump. Oh, let's see.
A lot of money and go and actually fight for this country for the first time. And he did a better job than anybody has ever done. And they started coming after him. The Washington Post, the day he won, 2016, the day he won, November 8th, that night they wrote an article. This is when impeachment begins. He wasn't president. He hadn't been elected for for 5 minutes at that point. And they start, this is when impeachment begins. And then he's impeached the first time. And then he was impeached the second time. And they slandered him. They belittled him. They went after him. They went after all of us. There's no family in American history that has taken more arrows in the back than the Trump family every single time. And you know what? It's gone on past politics.
Right.
You look at the
more than the families who have had people killed by mass shootings, more than the families that have been destroyed by the incarceration of just people who have drugs. These are the biggest victims, folks, the Trump family.
subpoena person in the history of the United States. Every single day we get another subpoena. And they do it for one reason. Because they don't want Donald Trump to run and win again in 2024. And Sean, that's what this is about today. To have 30 FBI agents, actually more than that, descend on Mar-a-Lago, give absolutely, no notice, go through the gate, start ransacking an office, ransacking a closet. They broke into a safe. He didn't even have anything in the safe. I mean,
right. There was nothing in there.
Coming from what? The National Archives? Yet, Hunter Biden, he's a firearms crimes,
Here we go.
Prostitution, illegal drugs, shady deals with everybody around the world. And by the way, it's all on his laptop for the whole world to see.
These people are so triggered.
It's corroborated by everybody. Where are these FBI agents? Where is everybody? Why is it that the arrows only fly at Donald Trump and his family? Why is it that the political persecution only goes one way in this country?
Let's talk a little bit about what you were being told. What was the purpose for this raid?
Here we go.
Sean, the purpose of the raid, from what they said, was because the National Archives wanted to, corroborate whether or not Donald Trump had any documents in his possession. And my father has worked so collaboratively with them for months. In fact, the lawyer that's been working on this was totally shocked. He goes, I have such an amazing relationship with these people. And all of a sudden, on no notice, they sent, 20 cars and 30 agents. Sean, I mean, this is just more political persecution.
This is the best.
Of Donald J. Trump. They see Biden.
It's possible nothing will come of this, but seeing these people so triggered is really a reward in and of itself.
Leaving the White House, I don't know. I'm guessing that your dad probably didn't pack a single box. I'm just guessing. You would know better than I. You can tell me if he did or if he didn't. All these boxes, all your personal items
it's someone
get
else's
brought down
fault.
to Mar-a-Lago. There's
someone else's fault, guys.
Be classified information that had been written about a long time ago. Let's walk through the process. So Mar-a-Lago, the people that work for your dad, were working with the National Archives to go through the material to make sure if there was anything mistakenly taken that it was going to be returned. And you were working collaboratively.
Trump would clog toilets with documents, and we're supposed to believe that he's never handling anything.
You have effectively, 6 hours to move out of the White House. It's effectively inauguration time where one president gets moved out and one president gets moved in, right? That's how the whole system works, as you know better than anybody. My father always kept clippings, press clippings. He would have, newspaper articles, pictures, notes from us. When my mom passed away a couple weeks ago, he still had all the notes, over the years had been saved, all the notes that she had ever written him. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. My father saves clippings and things like that. So he had boxes, all right, when he moved out of the White House. And he was very collaborative. If you want to search for anything, if you think anything, come right ahead. I mean, it was an open door policy. And all of a sudden, 30 agents descend upon Mar-a-Lago. Sean, this didn't come from the little local FBI field office in Palm Beach, Florida. You know who this came from. This came from one place and one building, and that is the White House in Washington, D.C.
There is absolutely no evidence of that. Maybe evidence for that is forthcoming, but there is no evidence of that. Folks, this is really crazy, but we just got another 100 subscription gift from S-Prez on Twitch. 1,000 memberships in a day is now in play. It has never been in play before. And we may already be very close. Let's see if we can tally. William McClellan just gifted 5 on YouTube. So that puts us at 914. On Twitch, I want to thank Toon, DBZ Tribby, Deb in Michigan, Ecall, Qsmain, Colio Preacher, Lil Neezy, of course, Lil Neezy. That's 7 more. That puts us at 921. Now, that's not all, because there are things happening on the website as well. Lucianne Cole, Daniel Chavarro, John Gibson, Pete Brizolara, Arthur Didario, Christopher Moat, Richard Clifford, Brent Silk, Smooth as Silk, Bron Anderson, Max Bush, Christopher Escobar, Matthew Neves, Anna Lopez, Isadora Simon have all signed up on the website. Now, that puts us at 931. And then I have people gifting subscriptions. People like Anthony Webb, Stanley Minerick, Jason Sickmeyer. And that's 3, putting us at 934. It is plausible that we could hit 1,000. Captain Damon and Creamy have signed up. Bobby Doon has signed up. And then Shield Anvil has gifted 5. That puts us at 942. I don't even know that we can fit 1,000. I think it maxes at 1,000. As Eric Trump continues to rant, the police situation continues to grow just outside Mar-a-Lago. Let's listen to the analysis on CNN briefly.
And kick off that afternoon if it hasn't already. But I do want to make one point. We didn't, a lot of the reason that we didn't see, indictments potentially or other aspects of investigations in these previous instances was because he was a sitting president, and he's not a sitting president now. And so, the OLC, Justice Department legal opinion says you can't indict a sitting president, and Mueller decided not to test that. He's not a president anymore. And I think that, you have seen him struggle with that, struggle with being out of office and what that looks like.
I'll say.
He does not have that protection. And a lot of people around him, a lot of people close to him are very blunt and open that they believed part of the reason that he was running for president, and there are many that he will run if he does run. He loses the attention if he doesn't run. He loses the ability to fundraise if he doesn't run. But he also gains a potential shield against prosecution. And people should not underestimate that as a motivating factor.
Merrick Garland said running would not be a shield for Trump.
Get elected and not get charged. Alyssa, you're around, you have been around all of the people that were around him. Are you hearing from them? Are you hearing anything from them? Are you seeing what they're saying? And what are they saying about this?
My world's a bit disconnected from them personally now, but what I am seeing is kind of a standard party line from the folks still close to the former president, which is this is a witch hunt. This is Biden and Democrats coming after him, the Democratic Department of Justice, not the independent hand of the FBI. And there's a very quick narrative that's been spun. And I would note, Fox News, it's night and day what you're hearing on other news outlets and his preferred news outlet, which is framing it only one way, that this is a witch hunt and an attack on the former president. So half the country's hearing a very different conversation than the one that we're having here.
Well, only a few million people watch Fox. So to say that 3 million people is half the country is a bit of a stretch, Alyssa.
To play out.
And you can guarantee that nobody is going to do that in general, especially when you look on sort of the social.
All right. I'm told that there is more action on Truth Central under Donald Trump's account. Let's take a look. No, there's not actually. He has not posted anything additional. Folks, I think we're about to hit 1,000 new members today. Let me see here. Deucifer, Chelsea Mooncat, Surely You Can't Be Serious, gifted 5. My name is Jeff. V Signal is 7. Titan gifted 5, making it 12. Green Apples and Patch Howard makes it 14. Blueberry Babe, Capones, Bobby Doon, put us at 17. That's 959. Over on the website, Aaron Ash. Oh, God, hold on. The website's scrolling too quickly. Danny Apperson and Aaron Ash, Amalia Weber, as well as Troy Rizal have signed up. Brent Tripp is a new member. Alan Wax has signed up. Casey Chiafalo is a new member. Michael Aranda, Francisco Resto, Sher Sanders, and Josh Bradford are new members, as well as Angelica Daviston. That is another 10, putting us at 969. And then a couple gifted subscriptions from Shireen Smith, as well as Alexandra Zahn, Brianne Cochrane. That is 3, which pushes us to 972. It is in play here, guys. 1,000 is in play. Spades, KY Dizzle, Mickey's Ghost, Dago-Matic, and Charles Wieland push us on Twitch to 977. If you want a free subscription on the website, go to davidpakman.com/free membership. We may be getting to 1,000 tonight. It's conceivable. Brennan Hilliard just signed up on the website, putting us at 978. Anthony Webb just gifted a subscription, putting us at 979. I don't even know that this is allowed, to be perfectly honest. Courtney just gifted 5 on YouTube, putting us at 984. Let me see what else we have here. My Name is Jeff gifted 10, putting us at 994. Musa Steelhorn and Big Fat Pat push us to 996. Could this be happening? Brian Lang signing up on the website is number 997, folks. I think we're going to do it. Who will be number 1,000 on the day of a raid at Mar-a-Lago? The people cannot believe it. Bill Dickhouse gifting a membership on the website is number 998. Oh, and then thank you to, hold on, let me make sure I get the right person here because I don't want to miss this. Shield Anvil just gifted 10, ladies and gentlemen, putting us at 1008, and then followed by Coffee Fish, Liftronic, Lassie Pushed Me, Jen Here, Caporter, So Grind, Screw Scamander, KY Dizzle, Gyps, Joe Dies at the End, Lenny, Rudy Pedraza is 12, putting us at 1,020. Folks, they're going to cancel my Twitch account. They're not going to let us stream on YouTube with this going on. I just know they're not going to do it. And then even more memberships dumping in. Donald Works, Polis Carey, as well as, who are these people? James Malpas and Larry Volkin. Mr. Butters has signed up. That's pretty serious. That is like 1,024. The website's quite literally about to crash. There's 199, now 202 people in the process of signing up. I don't know that we've ever had 200 people on the website. It's not even clear it can handle it, to be perfectly frank. Let's get back to the crazy Fox News coverage and see what's going on. I'll try to keep up with the numbers.
Interrupting you, I think it's important that we get an answer to this. Would it be normal practice to send Washington field office agents when you have Miami field office agents, which are much closer to Mar-a-Lago?
It can be normal in this respect, that the Washington field office may have more evidence about the case, may know more what they're looking for, can do a more targeted raid. So that's not necessarily the thing. The fact that the investigation originates with an office that is currently dealing with political tampering allegations. And it's very important. When Chris Wray was asked about this, he said he found what his office did was very deeply troubling. Not troubling enough to stop the agents from raiding the president today in his
But this
office,
is about the
but deeply troubling
whistleblower.
nonetheless.
Well, connected to the whistleblower that Charles Grassley was talking about last week.
That's right. It's those allegations that Chris Wray was reacting to. He called those allegations very troubling. He removed.
All right. So Fox continuing to run interference.
According to sources telling me that and my colleague Gabby Orr. But then after he left, that the two attorneys that were meeting with these investigators at Mar-a-Lago then took them to a room that is in the basement of Mar-a-Lago, the property there, and showed them where the boxes of documents that were taken from Trump's time in the White House were being stored. We are told that these investigators looked around the room, then they left. And I am told by a person who attended that meeting that 5 days later, Trump's attorneys got a letter from one of those investigators asking them to further secure the documents in the room where these documents were being stored. I'm told it was locked, but they asked them to further enhance that security, essentially, and that led Trump's aides to then put a padlock on this door where these documents were being stored. And that really just gives insight into the fact that there had been discussions between investigators and the former president's attorneys in the lead up to this search warrant being executed. Now, of course, June 8th, that was 2 months ago today. So what happened in those 8 weeks that led this from going from investigators visiting Mar-a-Lago to then, of course, this search warrant being executed? That is still a gap that remains to be filled. It remains to be seen what exactly was happening there. But it does shed light and some insight into what was happening in the lead up to this. And it appears to be part of what Trump was referencing in his statement today, confirming, Sarah, that the raid had happened, where he talked about how he had been cooperating with these officials about this. And so there are still a lot of big questions, of course, coming out of this major development tonight. But it does shed light on a meeting, a rare meeting that investigators had with Trump's attorneys at Mar-a-Lago 2 months ago.
Can I just quickly ask you, Caitlin, just to clarify, Trump's own attorneys showed these investigators where there were some documents, and then the investigators asked them to secure those documents, padlock the door, or however they wanted to secure them? That's the sequence of things?
Yeah, I don't think that they specifically said you need to put a padlock on the door, but I was told that days later, after those investigators had left Mar-a-Lago, they sent a letter to Trump's attorneys asking them to further enhance the security for these documents, regarding these documents. And of course, part of this major investigation is into whether or not that included classified information potentially. And so you can understand why they would want them to be secured. That is obviously a #1 priority and why things like the Presidential Records Act exist. But it does show that there were conversations between the two sides about what was happening, what documents are being stored. What documents they were exactly remains to be seen. I think the other notable part about this is that Trump did stop by this meeting that his attorneys were having with investigators. We are told he simply greeted them and then went on, but he was at the property at the time of this visit happening in June at Mar-a-Lago.
Can I quickly ask you, can you clarify whether or not the White House, the Biden White House, knew that this was happening today, that there was going to be an FBI search of former president's home?
It's a major development, and there are big questions about who at the White House was aware of this, if anyone was aware. We are told that most officials were not aware of this, that they found out when everyone else found out today, when Trump confirmed that, yes, this raid had happened. Of course, major questions for whether or not President Biden himself knew. We don't have reporting on that front specifically. And we've also reached out to the Justice Department to comment on this. They have not done so yet. Clearly, this is an active investigation, but that has been a major question as well.
All right, Caitlin Collins, thank you so much for bringing us the latest update on this huge news. We are again joined by former federal prosecutor Shan Wu.
Incredible. This may be all the news that we are going to be getting today. Oh, wait, no, new video of the raid. Let's see.
Beat them at the polls in November. The answer to this is get a Republican House, a Republican Senate, and let's rip the corruption, not just in the FBI, but across the whole system. Let's rip the corruption out. But I have to tell you, I couldn't believe it.
I think this video on the left is not video of the raid. I think this is live video right now of Mar-a-Lago. I actually don't think that's video of the raid.
Necessary. And it's clearly an effort designed, I think, partly to goad President Trump in the hopes that he will do something that will further validate the left's fantasy about the kind of guy he is. The fact is, he did nothing wrong. He's cooperated, and for his trouble, and you just heard Eric say this, the Trump family has been persecuted more than any presidential family in history. And
they've also done the most insane stuff.
To a former and potentially future president, what can they do to you or your cousin or your friends or your neighbors? And I think it's a very scary step towards a police state eliminating the Constitution as a...
Newt is vile. The police state is Trump sending National Guard to cities to stop peaceful protests like he dreams of doing. That's the police state, not what is obviously an investigation where they crossed every T and dotted every I, unless we hear or learn otherwise.
An airport to humiliate the individual for a misdemeanor. I would argue the same for a process crime in the case of Manafort or Roger Stone. Certainly a message was sent here, but here's where the double standard comes in. This is why Hunter Biden is important. This is why Hillary Clinton's 33,000 email deletions are important.
No.
This is why the dirty dossier is important.
Right.
This is why lying on FISA applications are important. If I ever lied to a judge, I think I'd be taken out in handcuffs and shackles too. This is why what Sandy Berger did is important. Now America has a right to ask, okay, why did you do this? Because I can't conceive of what would warrant the Attorney General of the United States and the FBI director to...
Well, it doesn't matter whether Sean Hannity does or doesn't understand it. That's the thing he seems to be unable to understand. All right, everybody. We are going to be covering this tomorrow on the podcast, and we will have clips. We will have everything. If you, I appreciate everybody who joined me today. Make sure that you're following us on Twitch and subscribed on YouTube. Both of those things are free, and you'll just be notified when I go live again. This is one of the biggest stories, and I have a feeling there's going to be much, much more here tomorrow. Huge day in terms of new subscribers, memberships and whatnot. We're probably at 1,100. I've lost track because there was such a dumping of memberships right when we got to 1,000. It's been a real pleasure being here with all of you fine folks today. So make sure you're following on Twitch. Make sure you've liked on Facebook. Make sure that you have subscribed on YouTube. I think like 2,000 additional people subscribed on YouTube during this stream. And I am going to see everybody again very, very soon.
Trump was doing this with his personal toilet. But sinks, toilets, and showers.
Elements of bathrooms.
10 times, 15 times.
Elements of bathrooms.
We're looking very strongly at sinks and showers.
Elements of bathrooms.
10 times, 15 times.
Elements of bathrooms.
What on earth is going on with Trump and toilets? Trump's White House toilet would be clogged with documents that Donald Trump was flushing down the toilet. Is this the explanation?